Good morning. It is Monday, September the 27th. Mike just told us we're big shots in our ear, but I think he meant look at the larger shot. But good morning, big shots.
Yeah.
Welcome to First Local on this fine Monday morning. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. I watched the best UFC fight card I've seen ever. I don't know if anybody watching it. I know it.
Yeah, I'm bitterly disappointed that I missed that.
It was amazing. Every fight was amazing. Robbie Lawler, Diaz came back after a little
Robbie
vacay
Lawler.
for 10 years, 6 years he's been in the ring. So we watched that on Saturday night. It was a bloodbath. And then it was awesome. And then there was another one, and the Australian guy whose name escapes me at the moment comes out to the song, I'm just a man from down under. What's that song? You know that song.
Yeah.
It was great. Awesome.
Yeah.
It was so entertaining. And that's the highlight of my weekend. What was the highlight of yours?
Well, you know what? I had the opportunity to take a look at the leaves, from North Algoma and then out towards Poplardale, your favorite.
Yeah. Oh, so
always mind-blowing this time of year. I've often said that you could paint something like that, but to me, the colors are such that if you did paint it, nobody'd believe it. They'd just be like, whatever. I mean, it's a really great job, but I mean, the colors, come on. But no, seriously, if you do get a chance, because I find with so many of the seasons, they'll flash color for, one moment in time and then they're gone.
Yeah.
I saw Hereditary, which is a really great, scary film. Not a lot of gore, maybe a few moments, but just really super well done, on so many levels. One of those stories that really kind of puts you in the moment. You're able to relate to the characters and kind of feel what they're feeling.
I love that.
Yeah, so absent in so many scary movies nowadays. So if you do have a moment and you're okay with something staying with you, take in Hereditary.
I love books like that, when you can get in the minds of the characters.
Well, and you know what? It's like a book in that way.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so well said, Colette.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, what about the weather? This weekend was, on and off. There's some rain that you had to deal with. But I don't mind the rain, but then when that cold weather comes with it, it's just appalling.
Well, it's the season, right?
Yes. So that is our segue to find out what is going on for the rest of the week. Craig, what do you got for us?
Well, you brought up colors on the trees, and this week we could see those colors actually really come out because we're going to see warm days and cooler nights, and that's exactly what we need for those colors. And we are back into some summer type weather this week, but we will get to that in just a second. Let's take a look outside at our beautiful downtown. Here we go. Mike says it's coming. It's coming. There you go. There's our beautiful downtown. That's Bay and Elgin Street, and one of our many skyscrapers. It looks like a beautiful day. It's going to stay a beautiful day. We'll take a look at your quick 12-hour forecast. We have a little bit of cloud right now. That's getting out of the area, leaving us with just mainly sunny skies today. Temperatures hitting 20 degrees, and that's the setup for the rest of the week. We're looking at 20 degrees and maybe even higher than 20 degrees by the end of the week. Again, we will get to that in the 3-day forecast, but it is looking really nice compared to, say, this past weekend and last week, where we definitely saw some fall weather. But I will tell you all the good news coming up on your 3-day forecast in just a couple of minutes.
Thanks, Craig. Love those skyscrapers we have in Sioux. That was funny. The joke of the day goes to Craig Huckerby for sure. There was a little bit of some joking going around on Friday here in our studio. We have some video, I do believe, of Dan Gray being arrested on the sports show. At the end of the sports show, we're leaving poor Jacob to have to end the show by himself standing at the door. So what happened was on Friday, this officer, who we weren't quite sure what authority he was with, Dan had said this in the video, Dan was arrested for working too many hours and breaking the law. He took him to jail with parentheses. I think he got out at around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We're looking for some updates on that as to how much money it actually raised, but it was for a great cause.
Sure. I mean, we took up a collection here in the office. I was able to go out in my car and find approximately 90 cents.
Excellent.
It was my understanding they wouldn't take a check, which is probably just as well because IOU will be tattooed on my tombstone. So 90 cents, Dan. was my contribution. Yeah. And
Maybe
that's about
he's
it.
still there because I haven't heard much.
I haven't
No, I
heard
know
much.
he was busy on the weekend. But actually, you know, I always say this to my son Connor when he goes away. Okay, you don't need to just send me a proof of life photo every morning and evening, right? It's just like a quick snap so I have a timestamp on it. I did not receive any proof of life photos from Dan Gray this weekend. So we will let you know what has happened to Sir Gray and
Sir Gray.
as the day unravels. But, you know, as far as some stories, I'm pretty sure he was busy on the weekend.
Yeah,
anyways,
no, it
so.
seemed that way. So, you know, it is alleged that he got out.
Allegedly, he is a free man. Allegedly. Okay, so on September 26th, emergency services were called to the central part of the city shortly after noon for reports of a collision. These vehicles were found to have some contact with each other. Such collisions. Look at that. Yikers.
Wow.
In the middle of the McNabb Street Hill. According to one witness, 2 individuals were taken to hospital and injuries are at this time unknown. There is no indication as to the official cause of the incident. However, local residents in the surrounding housing complexes did speak to police numerous times about the speed on the hill.
Okay.
That is not, that's just a separate side. You know, perhaps speed was the culprit in this case, but until we know for sure, we will not report that. The roadway was closed in both directions at 1 o'clock and causing some backup because McNabb Street's a fairly busy street.
Okay, well, you know, speaking of traffic, moving or not moving, this weekend you may or may not know the Agawa Tour train did make its first run for the season, so that's very cool. A sign of things kind of getting back to some semblance of normalcy. I won't say the new normal because frankly I'm fed up with that term and it makes me want to vomit just a little bit in my mouth every time I say it. But anyway, it did depart. Dan has, you know, as we're viewing, Dan did forward some footage of some happy tourists who seemed to be very pleased to be boarding. You know, and they did actually, you know, the Agawa Tour train, they did announce that, of course, as per COVID regulations, they would have to limit capacity. They were running a shortened season. So it's nice to see, you know, those tourists who were able to get booked onto the train, get on the train and head off into the Agawa area to view some of the fall colors that I was talking to.
I would
or
love
talking
to go
about.
on that train. I think that would be so beautiful. And for the first time, they departed from the mill or the old paper mill there. And
Yes.
So congratulations to Tony Porco and all his crew for organizing that. And awesome.
Well done.
And they have a little confectionery stand you can go and eat. And obviously, we know they have gelato there. And I believe they serve beer too.
Beer.
Anyway, so it's a great little hub place over there to get everybody kind of together. It's a great gathering place. So congratulations. Now, I don't know, I think I'm going to save this article with regards to Peter and Paul robbing Peter to pay Paul with regards to the new building, the new structure here in Sault Ste. Marie. Only because I don't want to rush it, and we're going to have to run to commercial shortly. So when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about that and a new donation that they received, a $200,000 donation. So it was a heavy-duty one. I will remind you that Minister McNaughton is making an announcement today. My Minister of Labor. Monty is in the house. 10 a.m. this morning. They are coming to us from Toronto. So we have that to look forward to today.
Yes.
I know you're excited.
I am.
Yes, you do like him as well. We have some more family services. Algoma Family Services did a duathlon that Dan did report on. We'll have more about that. And heck, a lot more.
Heck. By golly.
We'll be right back. By golly.
First Local, supported by Rick Mooney, sales representative for Street City Realty. Sold, the sign you want, Rick, the realtor you need.
Every day, people in crisis need someone to answer their call for help, to let them know they're not alone. Whenever people need someone, the Canadian Red Cross is there, on the phone lines and the front lines, around the world and here at home. But none of it would be possible without people just like you. No matter who you are, you have something to give. You can be that someone with the Canadian Red Cross. Learn more at redcross.ca/someone.
First Local, supported by
Tammy Ovey. Are you looking for an agent who confidently knows the culture and community of Sault Ste. Marie? Call Tammy Ovey, 705-971-0171.
Rollers Bocce is now open, located downstairs at the Marconi. If you're new to bocce or love the game, Rollers is the place for you. Grab your friends and family and let the good times roll. Book your court today at rollersbocce.ca.
Good morning and welcome back to First Local Mornings. You're here on this crisp and bright Monday morning. It is September the 27th. You're here with Colette and Heidi.
Oh, golly.
Yeah, heralding the beginning of the fall season. Also the first day of Mercury retrograde, full blown. I'm here to tell you that my communication devices are already malfunctioning. I was trying to do my voice to text feature in my phone, and of course it was slow and sluggish. So just keep in mind, Mercury retrograde, Mercury rules communication, everything's rolling backwards. You will find interruptions in communications. Don't buy any electronics, don't sign any contracts unless they are with somebody with whom you have a previously existing relationship.
Okay.
Up to this point, we've been in the shadow, so feeling marginal effects. Keep your head up, because now we're full blown for the next 3 weeks.
Awesome.
This did not impact the YMCA, however.
No, it did not. She signed, whoever the new contract there. It seems pretty good.
So they did announce their new chief executive officer. So the board of directors of the YMCA of Sault Ste. Marie, very pleased to announce the hiring of Robert Burns.
No way.
No, for sure. Robbie Burns.
Okay, I'll let you speak and then I've got something to talk about. Wow,
all right.
That's amazing.
So announced as the Chief Executive Officer of the Sault Ste. Marie YMCA, effective on Tuesday, October 12th of this year, a significant day for many reasons. Also the day after Thanksgiving, so most people will be recovering from very full bellies. Bob is a native of Sault Ste. Marie, where he resides with his family, and he has served the local community in various professional and volunteer capacities over the years. Yeah, he has a bachelor's degree in recreation management from Lake State U. Distinctive skill set, through working in the area of membership and business development with the Chamber of Commerce. Okay, they really, in addition to celebrating the announcement around Robert Burns, they also want to acknowledge the work of Anne Markula as the association's interim CEO over the past 10 months. And pleased that Anne will be staying on in her leadership role as the association's CFO, a role that she has performed admirably on behalf of the YMCA for the past 30 years.
Holy cow.
Golly.
Oh, golly. That's the word of the day. Robbie Burns, eh?
Robbie Burns.
Okay, January 25th happens to be my birthday. It also happens to be Robbie Burns Day. I am Scottish. Robbie Burns is Scottish.
Scottish!
That's a good Scottish girl born on a good Scottish day. So congratulations to our own Robbie Burns.
Yes.
Maybe he'll eat some haggis on the 25th of January with me.
Haggis.
Moving over to one of your favorite topics, I believe. It's the Downtown Plaza game, the project that we have been discussing. That the city's gone out to look for donations. The most recent donation has happened, and I want to share that with you because it's a substantial amount of $250,000.
Okay.
The Economic Development Corporation, which is an arm's length organization already receiving funding from the city of Sault Ste. Marie,
Yes.
is donating $250,000.
Wow.
EDC is a taxpayer-funded arm of City Hall, like I said.
Okay.
This year, that number is over $700,000 that the EDC as a taxpayer fund, where taxpayers were on the hook for over $1.2 million of the EDC's budget. So again, that number is over $700,000 now, of which now they are donating $250,000 of that to the plaza.
Okay, great.
Next, we have Tourism Sault Ste. Marie with a donation of $250,000. Tourism received over $500,000 during this year's budget. So over half of it has gone back into the project. So the city, let's just sum this up. The city will be redirecting 500 Gs of taxpayers' monies meant to attract business and tourists to Sault Ste. Marie to ensure that this project moves forward.
Yeah, well, good. Let's make sure that the project moves forward for sure. I don't know though, like how do you prioritize the building of that project over, say, fixing the steps in front of City Hall?
I don't
know. It's really hard. That's why I don't make those kind of decisions, because I wouldn't know what to do.
Well, I feel like a lot of taxpayers or a lot of community members, if you're, regardless if you're paying your, for your property taxes or whatever taxes you're paying into, you're still a resident of Sault Ste. Marie.
Yes.
And with all the mental health issues and other areas in which we could disperse money to, this has hit a chord, an angry one, in many
I'm sorry, do I seem angry?
Oh, no, I wasn't referring to you, just being in general. A lot of people are irate, let's raise money for
a project that nobody wants.
Or let's raise money with something that would have a positive outcome. Not to say that this beautiful project that looks beautiful on paper it will benefit many, but think about the masses, right?
Yeah.
That's my rant. I'm done. Oh golly.
But having said that we're done doesn't mean we won't come back to it. Reincorporation is the foundation of improv, so the ability to bring something back to make a point or get a laugh. All right. You know what? On the heels of fundraising, let's talk for a moment about Algoma Family Services. They did host their 3rd annual duathlon, which started from the Canal District early yesterday morning. So there were approximately just over 3 dozen participants who left the starting blocks, headed on a running and then a cycling tour of the waterfront as well as downtown. Of course, as stated, all in support of Algoma Family Services Foundation, which helps to raise funds that go towards specialized services for children, youth, adults, and families in the Algoma District through Algoma Family Services. So of course, the services offered are through qualified professionals, client-centered, family-focused, evidence-based. They specialize in child and youth mental health as well as other services needed by the community. Correspondingly, roads were closed in the downtown area for the majority of the morning while the competition was completed.
Excellent. As you know, September 30th has been set aside by the federal government as a day to acknowledge, honor, and remember those who perished, those who suffered and continue to suffer with regards to residential schooling and the history of our indigenous communities across the country. As you know, we are fortunate to have many Indigenous First Nation communities around us here in Sault Ste. Marie. I think we're almost ready to throw to commercial, so I think it's happened again where I have a very important article that I'm not rushing this one. So the province is helping to create this new Indigenous ingenuity exhibit in the north, and it has something to do with Sudbury and the Science Center there. So I do want to dive into that when I get back, as well as just honoring this Day of Reconciliation, which is the first this year, September 30th.
Yeah.
Which also is Orange Shirt Day. So make sure on September 30th you are wearing orange. And I found it I found a website that was extremely helpful on how you can spend that day and what you can do. And I wanted to share that with you as well. So when we come back, we're going to do that. We definitely are. We're also going to talk about, there's a hefty lotto still there, and that is...
I'm going to win it.
Well, it's Heidi's and Colette's retirement plan. So when we come back, we'll talk about a retirement plan. I think we're going to hit that 8:30 mark soon and get some social media and get Craig back in here to find out what's going on for the next few days. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
First Local, supported by James Seaton, Mortgage Specialist. Your new home doesn't come with mortgage advice. I do. Call James Seaton Mortgage Specialist, RBC 705-975-1519.
Just once in a while, at parties and stuff. If that's what your kid says, they'll probably also tell you that it's not a big deal. But that's no reason not to talk about it. You could tell them that you think that's a good thing and that you're really happy they don't use it that often. Then ask them why. Maybe deep down they know it's bad. They just need your help realizing it. From there, it should be pretty easy to drop off the hint that their brain is still growing and that they shouldn't smoke pot, at least not until they're older.
Visit drugfreekidscanada.org for more tools to help start the conversation.
Good morning, welcome back. September 27th, you are here with Colette and Heidi. This is First Local Mornings, the Sioux's only morning show that gives you news and factoids and fun and social media interaction in a very positive and moderated manner.
Moderated.
All right.
Disclaimer, please.
And occasionally you're going to get an opinion. But anyway, I don't feel very opinionated right now. I will talk to you briefly about the COVID numbers. Happily, nothing to report locally since September 24th, which was Friday. So, presumably nobody was licking any public surfaces over the weekend. That resulted in a new number. Anyway, Ontario reported 653 new COVID-19 cases and a total of 6 more deaths related to the virus. Province says that half of the deaths took place over the last 24 hours, while 3 occurred more than a month ago, and of course they're capturing and including this now as part of the data cleanup. Health Minister Christine Elliott does say that 499 of the latest infections are in individuals who aren't fully vaccinated or whose immunization status is unknown. The province's data suggests that hospitals are treating 198 patients with COVID-19, including 177 in intensive care, with 127 of those on ventilator. Elliott further notes that not all hospitals report their numbers on the weekends, and she does say that 85.8% of Ontarians ages 12 and over have received at least 1 dose of a COVID-19 vaccine, and 80.2% are now fully vaccinated, having had both shots. So there you go.
All right.
Well on track to at least 95%.
Well, I'll head into the hockey rink several times in the last few days.
Hockey mom you are.
Hockey mom I am.
Yes.
Boom, anytime, bring it on. It was there was a plethora of hockey for my son and I this weekend.
A veritable plethora?
A veritable plethora. So anyway, going in there, bring your kids a little bit early. That's all I'm going to say, because the lineup to show proof of vaccination. And as I was standing there, I could hear the rumblings around me, like, oh, this is crap. I'm going to be thankful for that, the reason that I moved to Sault Ste. Marie, because if I was still in Hamilton, I couldn't imagine the lineups to get into anywhere, just because of the additional amount of people, the chaos that we already know about with the concrete jungle. I am so thankful I'm here in Sault Ste. Marie. But I will say those volunteers, I think they are, at the Pee Wee, you did an awesome job this weekend, despite having to hear a lot of backlash from those who didn't want to do it. Let's just remember, don't shoot the messenger in a way here, and be thankful that they're trying to, despite how you feel about the vaccinations, they have to do it. So it is not, it was not the 17-year-old problem that we had to do it. I felt kind of bad.
This is part of the challenge with the enforcement, in my opinion, and we did do a story last week with regards to, the police down south, indicating quite categorically that while they are willing to intervene in matters of public safety, are they lining up to enforce individual cases of protest? Not so much. And really, I don't, again, now you're getting an opinion, not that of Superior Media or any of the team here at
Disclaimer.
OnTV, just mine. We're asking now for individual business owners to become the enforcement, their frontline minimum wage staff to be the ones to say, no, you can't come in. I don't know. That seems a challenging position to put on anybody.
The other issue that came up when we were standing in line, when I was talking to him, is I felt like somebody needed to treat him like a human being for a little bit. He's like, what's crazy is like everybody's trying to show the app, but it was crashing because of the usage, I guess. And broadband connectivity.
Well,
could still be an issue.
You know, and here we go
Not
again.
serious.
Like the people who are enforcing aren't necessarily technicians, so I can just see it now. You know, you're
No.
waiting for your table or whatever. It's like our scanner is down, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. You just feel dirty to me. So
Yep.
yeah.
Well, let's move on. Okay, like I was saying just before the commercial break, September 30th will be recognized as Orange Shirt
Yep.
Day, which, you know what, Hudson Bay's sale of orange shirts to support residential school survivors is happening. All the proceeds from the sale of the orange shirts will go to the nonprofit to support their work to commemorate the residential school experience. Hudson Bay has done a lot for the country as well.
Yep.
I mean, they've always represented our athletes at the Olympic Games, which, by the way, I want to mention, Lululemon is now the new sponsor for all the Olympic Games for the next several years. So there you go, Lulu.
Okay.
That's not expensive at all.
No.
Get me on that Olympic team. You get me some free
Some
Lulus.
issues with thighs touching or something.
Something about eyes touching. I don't know. It's okay. The Ontario government, though, is providing $1 million to help Indigenous Tourism Ontario and Science North. And this is the story I wanted to share with you, to develop a traveling exhibit to promote Indigenous culture and innovation across Northern Ontario. This investment will support the tourism sector, creating 8 new full-time jobs, which is fantastic. And we're retaining another 20 full-time positions. Thanks, Mike. Here's some footage here. The Indigenous Ingenuity Exhibit is a collaboration between ITO and Science North. It's going to highlight historical and modern aspects of Indigenous culture and innovation. Following its run at Science North in Sudbury and the Thunder Bay Art Gallery, a customized version of the exhibit will travel across Northern Ontario, stopping at approximately in 20 communities. At each tour location, the exhibit will provide a platform for local Indigenous tourism. I do feel deeply that that will come across through Ste. Marie, and if and when it does, you will find us there to report that to you. We would not miss out on that.
No.
And the only other thing I just wanted to say very quickly on the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation is that a lot of people are feeling that there should be an age restriction. I'm sorry, I giggled because I just don't agree with this. Not to tell your younger kids exactly what has happened because it's too traumatic. Well, I disagree strongly, and that's my thought for the day. I think everybody should be educated on that, and I'm going to keep my comments to myself.
Okay, see, you're stronger than I am. I'll just add the disclaimer and say whatever I'm going to say because I'm wearing the microphone and you're going to listen.
I don't think we have enough beep delay time for me to put my own. That was it. Just out of respect to the viewers.
So, minute and a half. I'm going to try and squeeze this in there because, again, I kind of grow weary of the conversation. So, I did see this morning that Ontario is cautiously easing the capacity limits in select settings where proof of vaccination is required. So public health and healthcare indicators apparently are stable. And with proof of vaccination now in effect, the government, based on the advice of the Chief Medical Officer of Health, cautiously easing those limits for select indoor settings as well as some outdoor settings. So this went into effect September 25th at 12:01 a.m. Let me see here. Let's get to the meat. Meeting and event spaces such as banquet halls and conference convention centers, sporting events, concerts, theaters and cinemas, racing venues, for example, horse racing.
Come on with six.
Come on with the talking about.
You know me. I love
commercial and film, television productions with studio audiences. Onces. I'm going to be a part of a studio onces. Yes. Increased up to 50% capacity or 10,000 people, whichever is less for indoor events. Now, for the certain outdoor events venues where patrons stand, capacity limits will be increasing up to 75% or 15,000, whichever is less.
Oh, okay.
Now, in the outdoor events where patrons are seated, increase up to 75% or 30,000 people, whichever is less. And this is in recognition of the fact that the risk of transmission is lower because of reduced mobility around the venue. You know, so I'm going to be posting this to the website. So we've got to go to a commercial now. But if you want more information on this, go to the website. I will be posting it later today.
Good, and we'll be right back with some social media. And please tell me you have some factoids.
I do have some factoids.
She doesn't even write them in the scripting way. She knows how much I love them. The anticipation is killing me.
Cold. Wow.
Well, we're going to find out in 60 seconds right after this break what those factoids are.
First Local, supported by Maker North, 3D printing, laser cutting, 3D design, education, prototyping, and more. Maker North, whatever it takes.
You don't need a media monkey to make healthy choices. Think for yourself. A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
First Local, supported by Nogda Windeman Family and Community Services. Be an alternative care parent. A child needs you.
First Local, supported by Northern Safety and Training, locally owned and operated. Get your DZ training for only $2,000, tax included. Call 705-987-8460 for more information.
Welcome back. It is officially Monday, September the 27th. We are almost done with the 9th month of the year. Yes.
Nothing about Christmas, thank you.
Oh, God, no. I was thinking more your birthday's coming up and my birthday's coming up, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, now perhaps we should throw to our weather specialist, the skyscraping lover, Craig Huckabee. That was funny this morning, Craig. Very, very funny. Over to you, Craig.
And thank you very much. And last week we saw fall-like weather. This week we're going back to summer-type weather. We'll take a look at the satellite and we can show you this little disturbance here came in late last night during the overnight, gives us a little bit of rain. That is now heading towards southern Ontario, leaving us with clear conditions as we have high pressure sitting pretty much over us right until about Friday. So it's going to be a nice sunny week. Let's take a look at the radar to show you where that rain is now. So scattered thunderstorms and some showers pushing into southern Ontario. That's going to exit later on this morning. And we're all going to be seeing some clear conditions courtesy of that high pressure system. It is going to be a little bit of a windy day today. Winds from the northwest around 30 kilometers an hour, but plenty of sun in the forecast. Temperature wise, we're doing pretty well. 20 degrees here in the Sioux, 18 in Wawa, 18 in Timmins, and 20 in Sudbury, and we're all going to be under that influence of the high pressure for most of this week. Let's take a look at the systems map for our day today. So here's that high pressure system slowly building into the area. Here's that boundary with the rain. That is pushing that boundary down as this high pressure sinks over the Great Lakes, and again eventually we'll pick up the backside flow of that high, which means warmer air from the south. So this is what we look like for the next 3 days. For today, sunny, 20 degrees, 21 degrees for your day on Tuesday, and 23 degrees for your day on Wednesday. And we might see a little bit of cloud here and there, but for the most part, we're staying clear and sunny and warm, and it's return to summer. How you like that? That is your weather right now. Let's send it right back to Heidi and Colette.
Thank you, Craig. We appreciate it. I've got a couple things about how napping in the afternoon can improve memory and alertness.
Yes.
So you don't want to miss this.
Naps.
Like at all.
Naps.
We also want to talk about a person who drove into the LCBO with over the legal limit 5 times.
5 times?
Yeah.
Well, you want to make sure, like if you're going to be over the limit, you want to be over the limit. I think, though, before we get to that, let's talk about the Sioux Community Career Center and the good work that those people do. They are now rolling out a free youth employment program, which is set to start soon.
Cool.
They are currently accepting applications. Space is limited. You are encouraged to apply today. This program is called the Transition to Independence Program, And through this program, youth will get job skills, hands-on paid work experience with local employers. While in training, youth will get a living allowance, expense equal to minimum wage. The program will be delivered through a combination of in-class as well as online learning, set to start Monday, October the 18th. So again, up to 7 weeks, so 30 hours per week of customized employment skills training, mental health and wellness, customer service skills, and more. You're going to get some certificates, Smart Serve, First Aid, Food Handler, WMIS. Yeah.
Oh, everybody loves the women's training.
I know, it's very important. So 8-week, 30 hours per week paid work placement with a local employer at minimum wage to develop skills through supportive on-the-job experience that is based on your employment goals and abilities.
Excellent.
Have you noticed that I'm paper-free today?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I don't want to take away from the program being rolled out by the Sioux Community Career Center. So so eligibility important, 15 to 30 years of age. You must not be currently enrolled in school, neither on class nor online.
Okay.
You must be a Canadian citizen, a permanent resident, or a person who has been granted refugee status. You must be legally entitled to work according to provincial legislation and regulations. You must have a computer with camera and microphone as well as reliable internet connections. So for more information, you can contact my friend Nathan Muto, who's a very solid guy, dynamic musician as well as a Van Halen enthusiast. He can be reached at 705-759-0909 at extension 4254 or nathan.muto@siouxcareercenter.ca. Posted to our website with all the snazzy links live and ready to take you directly to him.
Well, I think it's about that time that we hit social media and see how everyone's weekend went.
Okay.
What do we got this morning? Some poop emojis? We got some poop emojis, Mike? Who's up first?
Let's see here. Okay.
Steve Childs.
Steve Childs, GMMAHYHAGW. So good Monday morning, all. Hope you have a great week.
You too.
Yes, Steve, thank you very much for not breaking my brain first thing this morning. So I'm going to follow along with Mike because, of course, my computer is only going to show me limited. Yeah, yours isn't working. Great. Okay, well, I'm flipping right over to my phone because when all's said and done.
Oh, there we know this guy.
We go.
We know this guy.
Hey, that's Bradley, but Bradley apparently hasn't said anything, which is really
He's just sending a picture of himself. The strong, silent type.
He is the strong, silent type.
Well, why don't we...
No, he is not. He may be strong. I don't remember that part of him, but I will say that he is definitely not a silent type.
Okay.
Prone to maniacal giggles and all things good like that. So.
Are you able to get anything
I am not
Facebook?
able to get anything.
Well, then why don't we move on to a little bit of news? Let's talk a little bit about this napping. We'll go to a commercial break and see if we can...
talk about the napping.
Get that fixed for you. Some people swear by an afternoon nap, I being one of those.
Okay.
And I know producer Mike possibly bring another one of those. Just a little quick one. But sometimes I wake up, I'm like, what day is it? Oh my God, I slept in. The kids go, that kind of stuff. You're so disoriented when you have a nap sometimes. Yeah. But you know what's really good? A bed nap. When you really, not a couch.
Oh, when you get right
but when you're
bed.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to lay in bed. That's a real nap. Anyways, some people swear by their naps, whether it's to catch up on lost sleep or just kind of reboot. By many of us not feel we usually have time to squeeze into a nap, it's time that you do. They are saying that while short naps are great for increasing energy, longer naps are both more restorative and beneficial for learning. Moral of the story, take a nap. All right, over to you, because we are up and running. We have 30 seconds.
I'm going to smash through all of this. Okay, Bradley Evoy did have words. Good Monday morning. 3.
Okay.
Well, you said I had 30 seconds. There aren't that many comments.
Okay. Well, why don't we go to commercial? Heidi's going to fight with Mike. I know Heidi's going to win that argument. So we'll be right back when Heidi pulls off all the social media in beautiful style.
First Local, supported by the Canadian Bush Plain Heritage Centre, where adventure takes off. First Local, supported by Gary Chervinsky, Exit Realty, Lake Superior. Buying a home is a big decision, so is choosing the right agent. Call Gary Chervinsky, broker at Exit Realty, Lake Superior, 705-257-5432.
When I found out I had cancer, it was the hardest day of my life. But life is bigger than cancer.
First Local, supported by United Way. Help make your community a better place. Show your local love and donate today. Welcome back to First Local Mornings, September 27th, a Monday. You're here with Colette and Heidi. We did get those commercials in because apparently I was unable to speak to 14 people in 30 seconds, which I challenged, but now I'm just going to speak to them because I've left you all dangling dangerously on the edge of social stimulation. So let's get this done. So we got through Steve Childs and Bradley. We moved on to now Mark Jordan, who says happy Monday. Well, yes, Mark, happy Monday. Happy Monday to you. Mondays are such happy days for me. Margaret McCaig says good morning all. Good morning to you, Margaret. Always nice to get your greetings. Evelyn McColeman, happy Monday to you all. Evelyn and I have crossed paths somewhere. We were conversing over the weekend. We're still trying to kind of fine tune that connection. Something through the mix, perhaps in the Echo Bay-ish area, but we will figure it out, Evelyn, and thank you for reaching out. Chris Bridges.
What does he have for us today?
Good morning and happy Monday.
Hi, Chris.
Today's interesting fact.
Okay.
Feeding curry to a sheep reduces the amount of methane in its farts by up to 40%.
That is awesome.
Well, that's...
Because nobody wants that much in their farts.
I don't know. I mean, if if sheep
If they
are
sheet
gonna...
themselves? I mean, sheet
if they're
themselves?
gonna toot...
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to. You want to lower the methane. That's for sure.
Thank you very much for that.
Thanks,
Excellent
Chris.
factoid, Chris.
Don't say that word, Mike. Okay. Mark Jordan. Well, be back. Boy, howdy.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll be back, boy. Howdy. I do.
Okay.
Okay.
That's okay. He'll clarify or he won't. Mark, stop being fascinating. Okay, Kimberly Seabrook, good morning all, happy Monday. Kim, you didn't send any pictures of your new fat little puppy. She got a new puppy and he's so cute. His name is Sunny.
Sunny.
Yes.
Cute.
His mother is a golden retriever and I believe the dad, German Shepherd, Husky Lab. I'm just going to keep throwing out.
A lot of different mixes you're throwing in there.
But I do remember thinking that
Dachshund.
the combination would make an ideal dog because of the personalities. So Kim, where are you? Send me a message and let me know what those combos are and give us a picture of your little baby.
I think it was Allie and Rose there. I'm not too sure. I saw Allie and Rose.
Allie and Ron?
Not Allie and Rose.
Allie and Ron?
Ron pop up, but I don't know if you'd said it. Sorry. I just didn't want Allie to be missed because yes, it was up there when you were talking there and it went off. So just keeping you in the loop on that one. You have that one? Congrats, Bobby?
No.
No, you don't have that one?
No.
Okay, well, congrats, Bobby, from Allie and Ron.
Yep. Yes. Yeah, Enika. Good morning, everyone, with 4 exclamation points. Good morning to you, Enika. Joseph says, good day, everyone.
Good day,
Good day, Joseph. Marilyn Trumbull, good morning, everyone. Have a wonderful week. You know, she offers up the great huge tracts of land and the sun and a lot of other emojis as well. I'm out of coffee, so it's a sad moment for me. So it's nice to see the little emojis pop up. Okay, I'm going to go on. Steve Childs.
Emoji.
Steve Childs, fold up that program and beat it on your leg.
Come on with the 6. Come on with 6. He knows. Steve gets it. I love horse racing. I have no problem admitting that. I one of the things I miss about where being from Hamilton is I had Flamborough Raceway right there, and I lived in Flamborough, so it's like I'll be back in 30 seconds. Took me like a minute and a half. Good old Waterdown. Good morning, Waterdown and Flamborough. Woo, representing.
Beth Beecham says, good morning, all. I want to say, my sister is watching. Tamarack, you're watching. I love
Tamarack.
it.
Happy watching.
Tamarack.
I see Tamarack and Aspen and Colette. Got y'all in there.
Yes, and I believe that rounds everything out this morning. I'm a little distressed that I'm still not seeing the Ali and Ron. Like I saw it up on the screen there, but so I'm sorry about that, Ali and Ron. Although I think we know it's
Ali.
So anyway, that wraps it up for the social media for today. So if I didn't get to you today, just come back tomorrow.
Just wait longer. Remember that? If I don't come back, just wait longer. How about a factoid? We do have our email that we're going to pop up as well. Send in your pickies on tvfirstlocal@gmail.com.
Pick a category. Pick music or pick science fiction.
I'm going to go music for $10,000.
Music for $10,000. This date in 2011, September 27th, 2011, Tony Bennett became the oldest living person to top the U.S. album chart when the 85-year-old's Duets 2 album went to #1. Now, this record featured collaborations with Amy Winehouse, Lady Gaga. It was also his first U.S. #1 hit in 60 years.
Wow.
So the previous oldest performer to top the chart was Bob Dylan in 2009 with Together Through Life. And at that time, Mr. Dylan was 67 years old.
I heard on the weekend that Drake, who hails from Toronto.
Yes.
We all know Drake. It's the first time that he's had 5 platinum records, and it's gone. His top 5 songs are all his since the Beatles back in a date that I don't know right now. I heard that over the weekend.
Yes,
that's a little bit of a body information throwing out there because it was one of those things I overheard. I'm like, oh, but it's nice to see a Canadian, regardless if you like his music or not. Yeah. Awesome to see a Canadian on top.
Oh, for sure. Right? You know, I mean, like even Justin Bieber. I mean, I poke fun. I poke fun, and I do. But I mean, still, at the same time, you really must appreciate people who distinguish themselves, whether or not you are a fan of their medium of distinguishment.
Yeah. Meh. Well, I appreciate you, Justin Bieber.
Oh, Mike, I'm flicking you a picture of the puppy.
You have another factoid because we have a couple of minutes.
I do have another factoid. Okay, so now we flip over to science fiction while Mike loads the picture of this adorable puppy.
I'm looking forward to seeing Sunny.
So September 27th in 1989, several Soviet children claimed to see a spacecraft land and 10-foot-tall, three-eyed aliens with a robot escort exit from it in Voronezh, Russia. The aliens use a pistol-like object about 20 inches long to make a 16-year-old boy disappear. He reappeared shortly after the aliens left. The incident was reported by the Russian news agency TASS, which claimed that Soviet scientists had confirmed the landing of the UFO and said the aliens left behind 2 chunks of rock never before found on Earth.
They said, Scotty, beam me up.
Beam me up, Scotty?
Yeah.
Well, they might have, but
Robbie Burns probably
it wouldn't have been in English, I don't think.
I don't know. What language do you think they speak?
I think they speak in your head directly. I don't think they use words.
You think it's just like that power and then you like the brainwaves?
Telepathy. I used to have dreams about this sort of thing, I'm telling you.
Sorry, Mike, how long to a commercial break?
Show
about 1 minute.
Show the puppy. Let's get the puppy in.
Let's show Sunny the puppy. And here he is. Did you find out what the breed? Oh, my
yes, I have the breed.
Goodness.
So, Mummy is a purebred golden. Daddy is said to be Shepherd Husky mix. However, we saw a pic of him and he looks like Old Yeller. So he was a large Yeller dog. Not sure how they produce black pups, but this is our baby boy, Sunny. Aw, congratulations.
Very nice.
Very, very fantastic time for Kim and her family as they move into a lovely home with a lovely puppy. Their existing dog Rufus, the R dog, is in the house.
Well, that is a beautiful dog. Congratulations. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Family owned and operated, A.G. Quinnell Well Drilling has been serving Sault Ste. Marie and surrounding area since 1968. For a free estimate, call 705-779-3909. A.G. Quinnell Well Drilling, available for all your water needs. 1944, Second Line West, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. A.G. Quinnell Well Drilling. Call 705-779-3909 for a free estimate today. First Local, supported by Tenaris Algoma Tubes. Kickstart your career. Tenaris is rapidly growing in Sault Ste. Marie and looking for individuals interested in rewarding production and technician roles. If you are ready for a progressive career opportunity with benefits in advanced manufacturing, then please send your resume to resumes@tenaris.com.
First Local, supported by The Refinery, the leader in women's fitness and transformations. 624 Wellington Street West in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Call 705-255-8895 for more information.
Welcome back. It is Monday, September the 27th. You're watching First Local, and we hope you had a great weekend. Before we throw to Craig, just want to let you know when we come back from Craig, we're going to throw to a very special video by a wonderful, talented doctor from right here from Sioux Area Hospital to further discuss multiple myeloma, which is an extremely rare cancer, and we'll have more details on that. But first, let's go to Craig. Finish us off today on the morning show. Craig, what's in store for us?
Well, I've been looking ahead, and it looks like November 2nd is a date we should be watching for our first taste of winter weather. But that's still a ways away. We have a beautiful day today and a beautiful week ahead. We'll take a look at your 12-hour forecast for today. Nothing but sun and warm temperatures. We're heading towards 20 degrees in the afternoon. Beautiful evening setting up, and a beautiful week too. We'll talk more about that at 4:30. For news at night, we're on at 4:30 because of City Council. So back to you, Colette.
Thank you very much, Craig. Like I said, we are going to be showing to that video in 1 minute. Quickly, just want to let you know that there's a town in southwestern Ontario called Wheatley, very small town, and they were rocked by a massive explosion last month. They're going to be receiving $2 million from the province. The explosion was at a privately owned building, was close to a location where hydrogen sulfide gas was first discovered in June. The town was evacuated. Throughout the summer, June and July and August, they still continued to struggle, but happy to read this morning that they are getting $2 million from the province to keep everyone safe. And it also poses a lot of other questions as for other towns that's coming out as well to look into that same issue. We are going to close the show today with a beautiful, intelligent woman out of Sioux Area Hospital, Dr. Spadafora. Enjoy. Earlier this month, on TV's Heidi Ivany interviewed a local retired family and businessman, Bob Jack, who is battling an incurable blood cancer. And at the time of the interview was preparing to participate at Sault Ste. Marie's multiple myeloma fundraiser, which was held on the 12th of September. The story of this local man and his fight against multiple myeloma left many unanswered questions pertaining to this horrific disease. So here today to speak further on this is Dr. Silvana Spadafora. Hello, Dr. Spadafora. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You are a medical oncologist and the medical director for the Algoma District Cancer Program. And as chief of staff, you are also an assistant professor for the Northern Ontario School of Medicine and regional quality lead. So to say you're a busy lady is an understatement. So I do appreciate the time that you're putting forward to further explain this disease.
Oh, this is my passion, and anything I can do to help patients, I'm there for you.
What I want to ask you directly is, how rare is this form of cancer?
So multiple myeloma is actually a catch-all diagnosis, and it encompasses a number of other types of diseases, cancers that involve a certain part of our immune system. Mm-hmm. In Canada, we probably have about 3,500 to 4,000 multiple myeloma patients diagnosed per year. Wow. And in Ontario, that's about a third comes to us. So about 1,200 new in Ontario per year. The good news is that when I trained many years ago, mm-hmm. The number of people diagnosed in a year actually equaled the number of people that passed away in a year, because it was such a difficult disease to treat. And fast forward 25 years, we now have people that are getting into remission and having long lives and having better quality life, which is, I think, just as important as a longer life.
Absolutely. Now, I'm wondering if you can tell me what took place. Obviously, fundraising events such as the one we had in earlier September, but to see therapies and treatments get helpful to the patient itself. Where did you see the change and from treatment to treatment over the last 25 years?
So there's been advances all the way across the board. So there's been advances in the diagnosis of the cancer. So now we know the various subtypes. We know the ones that are more difficult. We know the why behind they're more difficult because we're getting to understand the genetics more of the disease. There's been advances in the radiation treatment of this disease so that patients can undergo radiation treatment and have less bad effects, long lasting from the radiation. And then there's also, because of the advances in the understanding of the basics of the cancer, there's been advances in the understanding of what treatments to utilize. So we've had everything from stem cell transplants all the way to new drugs. Immune builders, immune modulators, all sorts of different advancements in the actual therapy. We've also had advancements in the supportive care. So we do things to help strengthen the bones. We do things to help strengthen the immune system. There's been each chapter of what we use to understand cancer has had huge advances, even within just the last 5 years.
That's great. Thank you very much. Now, we could go on and talk about this because there's so much information that I do want, but can you just tell everyone what to look out for, perhaps any early symptoms that we can just make those viewers aware of, because awareness is going to help treat and utilize the need for fundraising.
So this is one of those diseases that tends to whisper. So what'll happen is patients will just say they're not feeling quite right. They may find that they have difficulty with more infections than usual, or they may find that they're having difficulty with more arthritis, quotation marks, more aches and pains than usual.
Okay.
They may feel more run down than usual. And the first step is always go to your family physician, go to your primary care provider, and they will take on a battery of tests, and the tests will invariably come back as showing some signs of something. Myeloma is one of those diagnoses, that needs very specific tests. Okay. And luckily for us, we have a very committed group of family physicians and nurse practitioners. They're on the hunt for it. So they know that when certain things just don't add up, they reach out quite quickly to our local team, or they reach out to the specialists who will help them in the making of the diagnosis.
Oh, thank you so much for your time today. You know, when I was reading up about you and this disease, I did notice that some patients have described you as someone who works tirelessly to ensure that they receive the best care during this difficult journey. So I just want to take the time to thank you on behalf of all your patients for everything you do, as well as taking the time to update us today.
You know what, this is a very unique disease, but there's also a unique group of people, and it's a privilege to be able to share in some of the hardships of their journey with them.
Thank you again. I wish you a great day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thanks.